anybody.
I think we're live. We had some issues.
Yeah, we had some issues.
Our producer, Jasmine,
found out that we couldn't go under your name.
yeah, can't go. They restrict my use.
Yeah, been restricted.
Jazz is the producer. Like, who's that producer out in California, New Mexico? Yeah, that's not funny. That's not funny. What was his name?
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. She's the Alec Baldwin
Alec
of all the
Baldwin,
Licata group. Didn't go too well. We'll blame
Ours
Jasmine.
went better than his.
Yeah, ours went better. We're a little
Give
better,
him a film,
better
man.
late, better late than never. So hey, I voted today. Today's election day.
I haven't voted yet, but I will shortly. My son is coming up, so I have to go cancel him out.
Vote early, vote often. Vote often. Here in Virginia. Now I'm only kidding.
It's a shame it's raining.
Only kidding.
It's a shame
I did vote early today, and one thing about Virginia, we talk about the market, but Virginia's a great state. Well, first of all, politically, I think eventually they get it done. Doesn't matter if it's left or right or in the middle.
Right.
But I think we're advantaged, talking about real estate.
Right, it really doesn't matter.
We're advantaged with being so close to the federal government and the advantages of all that money coming in and the military base in Norfolk. I mean, it doesn't matter. We have a unique.
We do.
We're a unique environment.
Doesn't really matter.
It really doesn't matter. We seem to do well. It's good to own. It's good to own real estate. Good to sell real estate.
Yeah.
Good to be in real estate. I mean, it's just a great environment that
insulated
Virginia
from
has.
a lot of that.
We're insulated.
You have
from
so much military. You have so much government work up here. Just north of us.
Now it's a lot more expensive to do it in Fairfax than in Spotsylvania.
We're the cheapest
but nonetheless,
yeah. Every mile you drive, it seems to go up $1,000 every mile you drive. Cost the house, even more, $5 or $10 grand more. So.
Yeah, I got out of the. I escaped from Northern Virginia, that rat race up here, to move here to Central Virginia.
Well, we should tell them it's LicataLive, I guess.
It is LicataLive.
We're from the bullpen today, a little bit different area.
We have a lot of activity going on here in our office, so the bullpen's a little messy.
You
might see someone come by. This is where the sausage is made. This is the brains of the outfit.
The brains of the outfit. So we try to keep them all straight.
What are some of the things that are going on in Central Virginia over the next couple of weeks, besides election today?
The election was Tuesday, November 2nd. This Saturday, one of my favorite events of the year. It's Montpelier horse races. I think it's the 93rd annual one or something.
Montpelier. Isn't someone famous that
was a president? Yes. Shoot.
Didn't he write something?
There's a pretty important document, I think, Constitution, I believe.
James Madison. James.
His boyhood home, and then, like at the turn of the century, Marion DuPont from the DuPont family bought that house, and she was married to the actor Randolph Scott. So I think when they were married, and I don't know, I'm going to butcher the history of it, but they started doing the Montpelier horse races. Very similar to, what's the one in...
Going up towards Leesburg.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. I've been
Foxfield.
Sorry, it's been a while.
Very similar to that. People dress up. People tailgate. It's a great time. The weather's supposed to be nice and cool, but sunny. Upper 40s, low 50s. That's a perfect time to get together. A lot of people who've grown up in and around Orange. I graduated from Orange in 1980. We all go to the Montpelier races. It's almost like a mini reunion, so you see everybody.
This will be my first.
Well,
this will be my first. I finally made the cut, and I got invited to the Getty. The Getty tent.
Ooh, that's a big tent.
I wonder if he's part of the Getty fortune family. Is that it? Who knows about Fred?
I think he's the photographer, Getty side.
Okay. Well, that should be a lot of fun this week. And in all seriousness, there are always things to do in Central Virginia. When people move here to Central Virginia and get out of that rat race up there, they're typically moving here for the lifestyle.
And you were saying something about the chamber.
The chamber. We're very involved in the chamber. In fact, I think on the next LicataLive that I'm involved with, Deanne Marshall is going to be part of. Deanne's the executive director, but on the 9th, the chamber has, it's a words banquet, which is,
Oh, nice.
open to everyone and anyone, and it's in Orange.
She's got a big election today. Her husband's running.
Her
so
husband,
that's
her
right,
husband
that's
is
right.
running.
I
Her
wish him
husband
luck, I
ran.
wish him
I'll
the
be
best of luck.
surprised. I wish him luck too. I'll be surprised if he doesn't have a unanimous
I
consent.
know.
He's
a
very
great
popular.
guy. Oh, he's a great guy.
He's very
Yeah.
popular. Good. Local guy, made good.
Yeah.
Businessman.
Good fellow.
Good. So, couple things coming. There's always something to do.
Oh,
in
absolutely,
in
absolutely.
Central Virginia. You're close to a lot.
All right, so I think we were trying to do something a little different and segment this thing. So I think that's our local events portion of the thing. You want to talk about the market now, or do you want?
The market is still strong. So think of it this way. Typically, there's a good balanced market that works for the buyers and the sellers is about 6 months of inventory, and I think we have 1.1
I know it's
month
crazy.
of inventory, so it is still skewered for the seller.
Absolutely.
But talk a little bit about interest rates and the buyer on the buyer side.
We had this. The interest rates are still good. I think I'm not a lender, but I've talked with other lenders and we keep in touch with them. Obviously, we may have seen the lowest rates that we're going to see. I don't think you're going to see the 2.5s again. It's over 3 now, still low 3s, but I think the days of I think we may have seen our lowest interest rate. What does that mean? Well, it does have a huge effect on your purchasing power. If you can buy a $300,000 house with a 2.5% rate, your payment's going to be, I'm just pulling this out, but it's going to be significantly less than if you have a $300,000 house with, say, a 3.5% rate. That rate, it's probably going to up your payments about $150 a month. So it really does affect.
Makes a difference.
It really does,
especially
the
for
lower
the
ends or
first-time home
exactly.
buyer, the new home buyer.
But there still are plenty of programs out there with little to no money down. We have some close lenders that we work with that we could, if you have any questions about any of that stuff, get on the phone, call us, or let us know. We'll put you in the right direction.
We're going to point you. We're going to be the traffic cop there and direct you to them. And that's one of the things that's important. So, when I lived in Reston, I still own a property in Reston. The lenders up there are very familiar with the population and the programs that are available. When you come down into Central Virginia, where there are aspects of, rural aspects, there are programs that are advantaged for those folks
Virginia Housing
that they wouldn't even know about up there.
Exactly.
Because they just don't get enough at bats.
That's right. That's exactly right. Rural communities, FHA loans, you have some other possibilities that you might not be, up in Fairfax.
Different. And again, of course, across the region, Virginia, you're going to have a lot of VA loans as well.
I was telling you beforehand, jumping back to inventory supply and all that, our MLS, Bright MLS, covers Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. Even parts of Pennsylvania, I think.
Yep.
A big swath of the region. I'm not sure. Maryland. So a big
DC.
Big area. And we have a little hot sheet every day. When we pull up, look at what's coming on the market, what's gone off the market. And I'm usually looking at the micro, looking at where we live and what. But I just kind of backed and looked at the macro just yesterday. And it was just interesting how it showed roughly 700 houses, the same number of houses that came on the market, went under contract, and also sold within 2 or 3, it's statistically insignificant, the difference, but right around 700 for each one. So it's still showing that the market is just steadily churning, just churning.
A couple weeks ago, we had 3 waterfronts just locally. Waterfronts are in crazy demand across the region. I mean, people, again, back to the lifestyle, there's a lot more folks looking for waterfronts than there are that come available.
And the appreciation on waterfronts this year is
just through the roof.
Yeah.
But we had one that went off the charts, and I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty detail. Call us, and we can talk to you about that. But one that was priced here, expected to go here, priced here, expected to go here, and it went here. And how the heck did that happen? In the real,
Competition.
well, Keith, it was actually more than that. You had a couple folks, 2 or 3 folks, that just would have paid whatever. It just came down to it that they wanted that house in that location, in that view. And even though there were other ones, they just wouldn't have been as aggressive towards that. So it goes up as a sale, but the price point was extraordinary that it wound up settling at. But it wasn't normal. It wasn't natural.
Well, it sounds like it was priced where we would get a couple of competing offers, and that's kind of what happened.
Well, that's
Boom,
the
boom,
whole
boom, boom,
purpose.
boom. Right, exactly.
The proven repeatable process that we advocate for is supposed to create that, but that was even
Higher
more
than
unique.
expected, yeah.
Yeah.
But then another way that people do price their homes, they'll try to chase the market where they might guess what the market's going to be. Especially this year, where the appreciation was going so high, it was a challenge pricing houses. But what we have found, and we've done a couple hundred this year, fortunately, so we have enough data, that if you're right at or real close to market, that's when you're going to get the
Yeah, I think the fear is that the clients might say is, well, I don't want to sell my house for less. I don't want to lose. Well, you'll never sell your house for less because the competition is there. You know, the market will chase it up.
That's right. That's exactly.
And it's better to chase up than chase. If you when you think about it, when most people are starting on the internet, I mean, the reality is, and they set a threshold. So if they put, I think the average home in Central Virginia is around 350,000. Just using that number, 335, say right here. So if I set my search at 350, I'm not seeing the one at 351.
That's right.
Even though I might buy it for 350. So you lose that person.
Right.
So you're better off setting it at a threshold that's going to create the competition. More people are going to look at it.
Because it generally takes 5 to 13 people to look at a house before we get an offer. We know this stuff because we keep doing it.
We mine the data.
Right. So our job is to get 5 to 13 people in your house as quickly as possible and get a couple offers for them.
Yeah, if you get the data that I use is if 2,500 people look at it online, it's going to convert to 20 or so people are going to visit it, and if 20 people visit it, you should get 1 to 2 offers.
So backward engineering, you know what you want to get, so we put in place what it's going to take.
There's an art to it, but the science of it. And if I have 2,500 people look at it, and 15 or 20 don't look at it, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. If I've had 15 to 20 people in the residence and I don't get an offer, something's grossly wrong. Something's really
That's
really
something
wrong.
that is not evident from internet search. It's something like a smell, or it might be a material defect. Something.
It's something. It is.
Stats don't lie. It's the law of large numbers. If we have a proven repeatable system, so we know that if things aren't selling, we have to tweak it.
Our role is to create excitement around that product, around that home, so as many people start looking at it online, visiting the house, and then get those offers, and then negotiating good terms.
But everything we're seeing, the market's still extremely strong. There's still low inventories, so this is something we were going to talk about too. People ask us, well, should I wait till springtime? Should I have my house in the market now, or should I? And what are your thoughts?
Well, that's a great question, and I say this. Yesterday was a better day than today to put it on. The one thing we know is what's happening right now. We don't know what's going to happen in March, April, May. So I can 100% predict what happened yesterday.
Right, pretty good. Pretty accurate.
Have a pretty good sense based on trends what's going on today. I truly don't know what's going to happen in March or April, certainly within interest rates. It really depends what your situation is. I mean, there are a lot of money buyers that have, that have benefited and things have worked out for them through this pandemic. And so an interest rate correction or two isn't going to affect them. But I mean, the reality is, my belief is, and of course I'm in the business, the best investment in my history has always been real estate. I think that's going to continue to be true. But the reality is we know what's going on today, and today is an advantage seller. The buyers have an advantage with lower interest rates.
That's right. And if they're looking now, they're interested. So if you get a buyer taking to your house November, December, January, they're not looking around loopy-loos or whatever. They're generally speaking.
That's another great point. So certainly during the holidays, there are less, but the ones who are, they're serious.
Hot to trot.
They're serious. You put your Christmas tree up, your house looks nice, all that sort of thing. You do have some, when your house is on the market, you are understand you're going to be inconvenienced a little differently, but you're still getting well qualified folks.
Absolutely.
So I say, again, yesterday is better than today. I'd say do it, but really that's up to you. And we will adjust to the market on what our trends and how we look at things.
Houses definitely sell December, January, February. We generally speaking, we have some of our strongest quarters, the fourth quarter.
We finish strong. And the reason we finish strong is because we're after it. We're getting after it.
You want to also touch base on the secret sauce. You said something about that.
The secret sauce. So in a couple weeks, I'm presenting to a large group virtually, Pat and I, and one of the questions that they've given us in advance is sort of like, what's the secret sauce? And why we've had a level of success. And I mean, there's a lot of reasons that go into it. Students of the market. Well, Keith's point itself. I think historically the best thing, like, what are you good at? Like what I take pride in this. I've always been able to surround myself and get good people, attract good people to come with the organization, and then stay with the organization. Having sustainability, having good retention, continuity. I know when Pat and I had the moving company, the moving companies traditionally have a lot of turnover, and we weren't average. So if the average was like 50%, we retained 80 to 85%. So we had good people that were buying into things, and same thing, same sauce with the real estate company. I mean, we have folks that we've attracted, yourself included. Some of them are all, different people, different personalities, but they buy into, that culture that I think that helps us provide great value to our clients and to them. So that's the, there's a lot of ingredients that go into it, but in the end, that's really the secret sauce. Yeah, there's a proven repeatable system, but that's part of it.
Right.
That's part of the repeatable is that sustainability. Retention.
We definitely do get a lot from each other. We make each other better because we challenge each other, which I appreciate a lot, actually.
A lot of energy, of energy too. Positive energy. Nothing good happens with a bad attitude.
Right. That's right. 100%.
And every now and then you come in and your attitude's not so good, and the team sort of lifts you up.
They'll pick you up, right?
Or in my case, I get kicked in the rear end by a number of folks.
You can take it pretty well.
I can give it, but I can take it.
You can take it. So
I can,
that is appreciated.
And old wrestlers, we can take a beating.
I think you say wrestling, you touched on that. I don't know we didn't talk about this, but I think that is a lot of your success. Our success is that wrestler mentality. You get up every day.
This coming from a baseball,
Man.
basketball player who, you know, those guys are a little
I'd like
soft.
to say I'm more of a golfer.
They're
but-
tall golfers, you know.
But
They keep
the,
a weapon in their
but the
hand.
wrestler mentality, that you know, because you're going to get your nose bloody. in
But
this
we have women
business.
here. But you know, women are wrestling now. You know, they're winning Olympic medals.
I wouldn't want to mess with the women we have here.
Yeah,
They're
they're
kind of
tough.
tough.
They are. They
tough.
are. They do whip on us
They-
on a regular basis. Keep
They
us
are
in
tough.
line.
They're the toughest ones in our group.
You know, for every good man, there's a good
A
woman,
couple of
and,
them.
and they straighten us out, including our wives. And,
Yeah.
Now, in Keith's case, his wife is unbelievably smarter
She is.
than him, a lot better looking than he deserves.
Can't argue that.
And I bear witness to that. But I'm also the
We
same
both
way.
outkicked their coverage, so to speak.
I'll kick the coverage.
Well, man, we're past 20 minutes, and I never go past 20 minutes when I do LicataLive. So
Okay, that's it. That's it for today.
We've
That's
done
it for today,
All right.
Keith. All right,
All right.
the golfer and
the wrestler.
and the wrestler.
Too
and,
wet to
and
do
the
either
wrestler.
one today. So.
All right,
we're gonna
Jasmine, you
figure
gonna
out-
help us
I
turn
think I
this
can
down?
figure it out. I can do that. All right, till next time.
Hold on, it's still recording.
Okay.